bit of a shame, but I guess that's just down to the community.
Yeah, well, COD 4 has been on the down low for a little while now, and it's starting to see a little bit of a resurrection. I mean, the CG ladders are still there's still a lot of teams playing it, and I mean, COD 4 isn't dead. Most people say, yeah, well, there's no LAN support anymore, so COD 4 is dead.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Look at the amount of teams that are playing the CG ladders. Not only CGI, but the CGA as well. I mean, this game is far from dead. It just went a little bit underground. I mean, and it's starting to get a little bit of a resurrection now with CyberGamer TV bringing it back on stream. So maybe more people are going to dust off their scopes and SMGs and start playing again, and would be a nice boost. Maybe even to the point that LANs are going to support Call of Duty 4 as a competitive game again. Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, it would be awesome. I mean, I think maybe something needs to be done in terms of the game itself. I don't think sort of the game as it is, it's pretty difficult to get hold of now. Of course, you can still use Steam, but there's Punkbuster issues, of course. Punkbuster not supporting it anymore. So it's real difficult for a new player to get a hold of Call of Duty 4 and be able to play and know what pro mod is, and just being able to get into pro mod in general is pretty difficult. But if there was some form of bridge for to come up with, I think, well, why not? I mean, fresh blood's what we need. We haven't had fresh blood for a while, which is of course why we saw a decline in the scene. But as you said, players are coming back. I mean, not so long ago, we saw Climax, so he was back for maybe 2 weeks, not long at all. But we've also seen Stevie. Stevie came back for a while. I don't know if he's still playing, but he was back for a short while. So some big names and stuff coming back. I guess it's just sort of like COD 4 is one of them games where you don't really leave, you just take a big break.
Yeah, it's like taking a sabbatical. I mean, you just go off for like a year, then you automatically turn into a legend. We had a legend on stream last night. We had Enrio casting for us. And, well, let's say Stevie and Climax, and yesterday we casted the game of Asuba versus AT Gaming, and we had the almighty Paradox and Lubersmeer in the server, so it still has a couple of very decent names left. Look at these lineups. I mean, these guys are very known as well. I mean, Hitch, George, Adamelo. I mean, the granted guys, especially like Wizard and Strove hitters and Dakas have been here for ages. So there's still a lot of old school players playing this game, and well, my idea is going to be, and my hunch is going to be, if this game gets back into its, with all due respect, glory days like 2K8, 2K10, there is going to be a way to get around this whole Punkbuster not supporting the game anymore. There is going to be a coder or something who is going to contact somebody or somewhere and is going massively on computers just to make a bypass to let other players play this game as well.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sure of it.
Yeah, potentially. I guess so. There are people out there who still love Call of Duty 4 and would do anything to sort of, help it out. So it would be interesting to see if someone did come along and do that. I mean, it'd be great for the scene itself. But you did mention the lineups previously. I guess I'll just quickly run through them so everyone knows.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, that's completely fine. You just reminded me, to be fair. So for Granted, we've got Strove, Dins, Wizard, Hidza, and Dakas. And then for Eeriness, we've got Adamello, Zero, George, Hitch, and Spy. And I guess one thing that's quite interesting is the fact that the game's been out for a long time, and we've seen players come and go, and we've seen some great players go, and it's interesting to see them when they come back to the game. I think due to other people playing for so long and consistently, their skills have slowly increased, and those players who were once great come back and realise it's not really going to be a walk in the park.
No, it's not going to be. I mean, it's not only the newer games. People ditch them a lot. like say Black Ops 2 and recently Ghosts.
Ugh.
People are actually just ditching those games, but those games actually take skill, and this is going to sound very odd what I'm going to say, and people are going to call me crazy, but I'm used to that. They've called me crazy ever since this game started. But those games actually take skill, because you don't know anything about the game's maps and the campers everywhere, and you need to develop skill. And people who get into that game think, hey, this is a pretty fun game. There is a couple of ladders that play those games, and they come across the COD community in total. And when they do that, they are going to speak to players who say, hey, if you think those games require skill, go and play Call of Duty 4.
Yeah, I hear that a lot.
That actually has a lot more skill, but there is a lot of players who actually jump into this game and have the required skills to actually play on a high competitive level. And that gives a new motivation to the old school players to come back and say, hey, let's teach these rookies a lesson.
Yep, and it looks like we are going to start and get into the knife round, it seems. And I'm not going to do my crazy horse racing / auctioneer commentary for this one. I'm not quite prepared for that quite yet. Maybe a few more streams in and we'll get that under the way. But of course this is going to be the knife round to start the veto, and of course the veto will work where the loser will first eliminate a map, the winner will then eliminate a map, and then the loser will pick a map, the winner will pick a map, and then the last one is obviously the decider. The loser's map will be played first.
Yeah, we always love knife rounds. I mean, people don't like casting it, but they are pretty vital. We had, like I said before, we had Enrio on the stream last night, and he actually told me that on LAN, when they do a knife round, there's actually a tactic to it, because it is still a very vital piece of the game.
Yeah.
Winning that knife round, it can either make or break a game.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you get momentum, don't you? If you get a map that you are like your team is well practiced in, and then you manage to play that map first or whatever, and you manage to steamroll the opponent, then that can like have a massive difference in terms of your mental thinking.
Indeed, it can. At this point, getting back into that veto, we have two maps who are eliminated. That
You could just tell me which ones are eliminated and I'll...
City Streets and Crash.
Yeah.
And we've got Backlot, Crossfire, and Strike is going to be the decider map. So this is going to be very interesting. We're going to start off with Backlot, aka, as most players know it, Nadelot.
So Backlot's first, what's second, sorry?
The second map is going to be Crossfire.
Okay, and then Strike the decider. Okay.
Yes.
So
and on a little side note in between, I don't know if our cooperative Dave is listening in, but Dave, you need to talk to somebody on Xfire who is spamming me, and no, it's not a fanboy. So please contact him so
who is it?
we can get it sorted. It is, let me see, it's Johnny, a lovely Asuba player who we saw last night on the stream. He wants to talk to you.
I'm just going to turn down the sound ever so slightly.
Well, he's offline.
No, apparently he's online.
Johnny?
Yeah.
Well, he's offline.
Well, he's replying to me, so he's online. Have you been smoking?
No.
Nah, just
I don't do drugs.
I just want to know. Yeah, that's what they all say. It's because you're on stream, huh?
Gotta say though, like the first time streaming COD 4 in a while, I'm finding it very difficult to. Basically, I'm holding a microphone at the moment. I'm using a Zoom, one of the microphones used for the stream level videos. But then I've also got to change things, and I've also got a few other things to do in terms of changing audio and stuff. So if I do take my time doing that, people who are watching, please forgive me. It might take me a little while to get used to this and get everything going fluidly. But
no worries. I can intercept you if there's any issue or whatnot.
yeah, I mean, like we just had the veto round, but I remember that I turned off the in-game chat, and I was like, well, how am I supposed to know what they're vetoing? So I bought the veto screen and then realised, oh wait a second, I don't know what they're eliminating. So
Could you run that by me again?
oh sorry,
I wasn't paying attention. I was putting something in TeamSpeak.
all I said was, so I turned my in-game chat off, so obviously if they spam bind and stuff, people wouldn't see that.
Oh, right.
But because of that, I didn't know what maps they were vetoing, so I bought up the veto screen and then realised, wait a second, I don't know which maps are being eliminated.
Well, now you know.
Yeah.
That's why it's always handy to have a co-caster present who is paying attention. Most of the time.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I want to know your opinion about something. I want to set up a CyberGamer dating service.
Oh, dating. How would that work?
Yes.
There's not many for males.
Well, I was just going to do then a shout out to the entire community to get some female gamers in here who might fangirl me, so I can start up a dating service, starting with myself and any other potential hunks that are on the stream. It's a nice idea.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
I don't think it would work. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Okay, so knife round now for sides, and as you mentioned earlier, these can prove important, depending on whether a team gets a side they're more favoured on. But there's not really much to talk about in these sort of situations. Anything can happen. And at the moment, it's just Din's left alone, so let's see if he can win this knife round 2v1. No, he can't, so
nope.
There we go. And let's see which sides they play.
Oh, they're going to stay.
Okay. So eEriness going to be going defense, and Granted, of course, are going to be forced to that attacking side. Let's see if they can make anything of that. What would you say is the most favoured side on this map?
On this side, it's going to be the defense, because you have a lot of tag nades you can throw, and especially in the L bend, in the little side alley next to the B house, it can really give you a major advantage early round. If you don't mind, I will start off the first one, and we see that Hitch is going to nade down Daka's first frag of the round, but Daka's with a dead man's nade takes down Adamelo, making it a one-on-one frag count at this point. Still even 4-on-4. It all lets you see how important the nades are on backlot. Most people actually call it nade lot, and for good reason.
Yeah.
We saw Spider just peeking around the little rabbit's hole, taking down Stroh while he was crawling on the ground looking for pennies. He got taken out pretty hardcore. George now taking down hitters as well. Wizard returning the favor with a scope shot there in the top of the construction building. He is under a lot of fire. Does manage to regen. Zero also getting tagged up there. Din's walking around with that SMG around that mid building there. That's a vital point to have in this map, the garage. That is a very vital point. And Dins shows it by taking down Zero, making it a 2-on-2. The bomb is down with Wizard in that A side. There goes the fake plant. Dins now taking down George. One man left.
Wow.
And Dins again. The 4-man in this round.
Great team play.
Absolutely massive.
I mean, we saw Wizard actually spot a player in mid house, and after he'd spotted him, he'd waited for Dins to sort of push up and kill him. And great teamwork there for baiting. And in the end, they ended up winning after being, at the disadvantage in terms of the number count. So as we see it so far, there are no nades that have been hit, which is quite rare for nade, like as you said. But Dak has taken down Spy, and Hids are also taking out Zero. So immediately, eEriness taken down to 3 men, and granted, all still 5 up. Bomb is going down at the moment, and no, it's not. Adamello manages to stop that. Hids are taking down George, so Adamello and Hit. Adamello with his second frag, taking down Wizard. So at the moment, Adamello being that staple in the team for eEriness, probably a player not many have heard of, strove with the frag onto Hitch. So now Adamello with it all to do, who does have 2 frags in this round so far, but he's going to have to find another 3 if he's going to want to find his way out of this one. But the bomb's down, so at the moment, Adamello can just patrol that area and just try and stop anyone coming in. But I guess all 3 players are just going to slowly converge on his position, as we see that on the minimap at the moment. And Adamello going to struggle to get out of this one. There we go, footsteps made towards Girders, and Hids are going for that silent jump and managing to catch him out from behind.
Well, it was really well played from Hidders from the top construction building, jumping down there and taking Adamello by surprise. They knew he was there, so he was kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. But now he gets his revenge first, opening with a nade on Hidders, then with the SMG, takes down Wizard. Scope down here for granted. Hitch now with the AK on Dakas. eEriness now taking a massive advantage here, 4-on-2 right now, as Strove has taken down Adamello, so his killing streak comes to an end. Hitch does reply, avenging his fallen teammate. He takes down Strove with that AK-47. It is pretty fun to see that both teams are opting for that scope. I mean, a scope is not mandatory on this map. It's not the most important thing, but well, you can opt to go for it. You can opt to go for like the extra assault, giving you more of an attacking.
Oh wow! Hitch.
Wow.
Hitch actually managed to pick up 2 kills through that mid-house wall, so they must have had eyes on, watching him go in, and yeah, straight away he was taken down, which was quite interesting actually, as his shots through the wall were pretty damn accurate. And now it is going to be 2-1. Granted, still in the lead on this attacking side, which is quite a feat in itself. But we are already 3 rounds in. Zero with a kill onto Strobe with a headshot through to mid. Fantastic shot from him. Shame we didn't actually see that. However, Din's picking up the frag onto Adamello, who was the one causing all the damage. Immediately, Spy gets tagged up from Albend, and there we go. Din's the one to pick up that as he pushes round. And now it's going to be 3v2, Zero and George, the scope, who's probably going to struggle at the moment, as he's going to find himself in these close quarter combats. As Hidzer picks up George, he does spot a player just as he goes around the corner, not noticing that, and Wizard manages to pick up that frag, and pretty quick round, and now 3-1 to Granted.
There's a beautiful late nade there. Normally the nades go out in the first 5 seconds, but there's always one of those keen players who keeps the nade until the last second. And, well, it really saved them the round there. Granted now with a 3-1 lead here. Adamello starting the round off again, takes on Strove. Dins with the reply on Adamello, so his killing streak has come to an end early in this game. A pretty premature burial. Spy has taken on Wizard, so eEriness has the 1-man advantage. Thank you, Dins. Dins with his 3rd frag of this round, 2nd frag of the round, takes on Spy. Dakas following up on Hitch. 3v2, and well, this is a school example of an advantage not taken advantage of. As now Dakas is on a killing spree here. 3 kills in a round. Finishes the round off for Granted. 4-1 early 3-round lead, and it's looking good.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the scoreboard, Din's currently on top. 7 kills, 2 deaths. Fantastic play for him. Maybe just have a lag spike, but seems everything's back to normal now. Adamello and Hitch being the ones who are getting the kills. Oh! George with the double frag through the car grenade. And immediately Granted are 3 men down to 5, and there we go. Nades playing their part. Zero and Hitch with 2 easy kills as Granted a call out of position. And yeah, strong round there from eEriness with those grenades.
Apparently, Granted take exploding cars for granted. Note 2 Granted cars can explode in this game. You should know that by now.
Yeah.
But anyway, it gives eEriness a round back 4-2, so it's not a very decisive lead that Granted has right now. I mean, 4-4-2 it's still pretty early in the game, and well, Granted now still with 5 men left. eEriness is down to, as Strove has taken down George, and Dakas with that headshot has taken down Spy. Both the scopes still alive. Adamelo does something in reply. He has taken out Dakas, but Dins is there to follow up, making sure that Adamelo doesn't get any kills anymore this round. Oh, beautiful shot there from Strove there at Tins. Just he saw the player just coming by, and he just awaited his chance.
Yeah.
It's like a tiger waiting for its prey in the bushes.
Like a snake. That's what he was like.
Like a snake.
Yeah, but
right.
I'm not going to do that impression any further. But actually, I'm going to follow Dins as, like I said, he is currently top fragging with that SMG. Strove with the immediate frag onto Spy. So them with the man advantage as it stands at the moment, but still don't really have any presence on a bomb site, so that man advantage won't be too useful at this moment in time. And who's at the moment? Mid house. Oh, George gets picked up by Dins, and just as I went off him, so maybe I shouldn't have done that. And at the moment, Dakas, the only man dead for Granted. Spy and George down for eEriness. And let's see now what Granted can do, as they've had to slow it down due to that man going down at the start. Wizard with a headshot onto Hitch, however, Adamelo replying onto Dins, and frags going down thick and fast as Hitzer takes down Adamelo. And now Zero, the sniper, he's found himself in that spot where he's been once before. Last man, only with a deagle and a scope. Can't do anything with it. Wizard shutting that one down. 6-2 to Granted, and Granted just pulling away.
He had to be very sneaky that round, but he couldn't do that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. If you do a snake reference, you're going to get bit.
Oh dear. The puns are coming out thick and fast. That was
Tons of damage.
Yeah, that was venomous. Oh, never mind. Anyway.
Oh yeah. We have a timeout. Don't actually know why.
I think maybe Dins had slight ping issues where they're spiking. Hopefully he can resolve that. I mean, just to reply to some people in the chat, I am reading the chat. I am constantly keeping updated. At the moment, I'm not actually lagging on my end. There's no drop frames. I've got no ping issues or anything like that. So at the moment, it's not me. It could be something to do with Twitch. You know, LTS is going on and all that mumbo jumbo and whatever else. So high numbers seem to like to lag out Twitch. So.
Yeah, apparently the Brazil is hosting the Intel Extreme Masters now, so that could be why you are experiencing some lag spikes. If that occurs. If that keeps occurring, just lower your quality of the stream a little bit, and that should resolve any lags or whatever it is that's bothering you. Yep. We're getting back into this game. It's a 6-2 lead for Granted. Ooh. A beautiful double nade there from George on Strove and Dakas. There goes the plus 10 nade. George giving his team a massive advantage early game. Where he is at the backside of the construction building, trying to keep them in the Elven, keep them away from the construction building. Wizard has taken down Cyril, so the scope is down. Dins now with the AK on Spy. Hitch following up, taking down Dins. So the top fragger for Granted is down, and it's now a 3-on-2 in favor of eEriness. And thanks to that beautiful double nade there from George, giving them the early advantage. Hitters and a Wizard lost 2 people alive. They are... I don't know what they're exactly doing, but we see Wizard a beautiful shot there on Hitch at the back rabbit hole near 10. He gets destroyed there. Hitters has taken down Adamelo as well. So now all of a sudden it's only George versus 2. The rotate has been done. The bomb is going down at that B side. Wizard is there in protection of Hitters. Let's see if George can pull this clutch out. He does get spotted, gets tagged up. Does manage to survive. Now he's, like I said before, they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. He's trying to get towards that bomb.
Oh!
He does spot somebody. He gets down hitters. A 1v1. It's him versus Wizard. He has no idea where Wizard is. Wizard hears him. There goes the fake defuse. Oh, beautiful waiting game there from Wizard. Well played, Granted.
That was quite
7-2.
hilarious, actually. Two of the Granted players ended up shooting each other then in that 2v1, which sort of gave away the position for... was it Adamella who was left then? No, it was, sorry, George. George picked up the frag and he ended up doing that, but didn't end up winning the round, which was unlucky, but well played from him. And now immediately Dakas gets the grenade onto Zero. However, Hitch evens things up by killing Hidza with that AK. And at the moment it's 4v4 and we're probably going to find ourselves in a bit of a stalemate as things slow down as eEriness. Oh, actually saying that, Wizard managed to pick up the kill on Spy, and Spy has no reason to need to peek there. They've got sights locked down and they can just wait, but there we go. eEriness picking up 2 quick frags. Strovendin's going down as well as Dakas, and now it's all down, left down to Wizard, who finds himself at tank near spawn, and he's got 3 players to find, and his teammates have just left him in a bit of a pickle here, as he's now got 3 men to find or get the bomb down and try and avoid dying. There we go, spots a man front, and Adamello from Red Container pushes out, and Wizard caught with his pants down, not being able to do anything.
That was pretty unlucky. If he had waited 1 more second looking at that red container, he would have gotten that frag, but, well, he was in a very difficult spot. I mean, 2 people close by, and it's just a case of, do you get one, do you get both, or do you get none? And in this case, it was none. No early nade frags here, very surprising. Dakas now opening the round with that SMG, taking down Adamello. Adamello been very unlucky the last couple of rounds. Only 1 or 2 frags around. And he was on fire in the beginning of this game. Now Dins follows up the Dakas kill with a kill of his own on Spider. Dakas with his 2nd frag on George. Making his way through that garage near the defensive spawn there. Hitch, beautiful tap shot there on hitters. Does spot somebody else, but Wizard is earlier on the trigger. 8-3, and well, this score is looking pretty good here for Granted.
Yeah, I mean, Granted really, wow, they've been pulling away the whole time. eEriness haven't really been able to do anything, haven't really been able to string a couple of rounds in a row, which is proving to be their downfall at the moment. As Granted pull further and further away. And what I find interesting actually is the fact that more people are using the M4. We've seen it in the game that we streamed the other day, and we actually see it in this game today. And at the moment, it's allowing those assault players just pretty much free reign of just spraying without no recoil, and the M4 just seems to be ploughing people down. But there we go, Din's last man standing picks up 1. He's at Red Container, so he's going to be completely stuck. There we go, jumps out, Spy's there already on that little hill, and down he goes, and another round on the board for eEriness.
8-4 right now, the lead for Granted. So it's not it's not that massive a gap. I mean, they can still come back from this, but they have to play very good on the attacking side. They were pretty... it depends if their attack is just as good as the attack from Granted. We shall see. We shall see.
It's gonna be down to stop nades. If I mean, like you said before, this map, most of the time, like for as long as I remember, it's always been based off nades. And if you've got them stop nades, you get completely control of the bomb sites, and by then it's really difficult for the enemy team to start try and push in. So
I am spectating Adamello right now. He's making his way like a bullet train towards that B side. Now making his way up to the broken balcony. There is a player in there. And it is Dins just lying in front of the couch. I think he was a bit tired from all those frags in the first half. So he wanted to lie down for a little bit. Zero wins, takes down Wizard. Granted now with 1-man advantages. Dakas has also taken on Spy. So eEriness with it all to do here. Granted, have their positions taken. Dakas now in that mid. Takes down George with the SMG.
Oh.
Zero, beautiful double frag there. Hitch does take down hitters as well. In the meantime, Dakas now last man standing with that SMG around tank, and he just fails in the sight of the AK of Hitch.
Yeah.
Hitch takes him down, and that's the first round of the second half on the board for eEriness.
I mean, he gave up his position there. He came out of cover in the open against an AK, which probably isn't the most logical thing to do. I bet he thought, you know, he's tagged up quite a lot. Oh, should get the kill. But, yeah, eEriness seems to win these rounds where they get the early frag grenades. And a couple of rounds we've seen that they've won. They've picked up 2, maybe 3 grenade kills. So let's see if they can show themselves with the weapons. As at the moment, it's 3v2 in favour of Granted. And at the moment... Who's this? We got Dins, who's going to be sitting top ruins, throwing down some shots towards the A site. Dakas is the one to pick up that kill on George. Maybe the shots there from Dins were the bait. And Zero actually in a position where Granted aren't going to really be expecting. But as I say, that Dins just watching that corner, prepared for someone to push. And another good round there from Granted.
That was pretty unlucky there. You were just sitting there around the corner, just leaning out and just waiting for somebody to get on those B stairs. Which happened. So, another nice kill. Strove now opening the round with a car bomb kill on Spy. Zero following up with a nade of his own. Takes on Wizard, making it all square, a 4v4. Nice spam there through the tin fence at the red container from George's AK. Takes on Dakas. Hitters does reply on Adamelo. Strove follows up on George. Granted again, one-man advantage here versus Hitch and Zero. Let's see, Hitch has the bomb. He's still in that L-bend. Needs to make his way towards that A side. Unfortunate that there's a player at the red car near the spawn wall who didn't see him going towards that A side. There's still one at the back of A who is going to be seen in a minute. Oh, beautiful reflex shot there from Hitch. Takes down Hitters. 2-on-2 now, and the rotate is going on. The bomb's going towards that B side. Strove taking down Zero. 2v1. They have no idea where the bomb is going. Well played here from eEriness. Let's see if Hitch can make this happen.
Explosives planted.
Strove spots the bomb plant going down there. Spams the bomb a little bit. While Dins makes his way towards the bomb site. AK in hand.
Oh.
Well played there from Hitch. Takes down Strove. 1v1. Hitch just staying in the building there. Oh, well played there from eEriness. Huge round there for Hitch. 9-6.
Yeah, I mean, Hitch currently on 20 frags for eEriness, so currently top by quite a mile. So Hitch really showing his team how it's done in terms of the frags. And at the moment, he's been able to clutch quite a few rounds to really keeping his team in it at the moment. Spy pushing up fast onto A, killing Hidza with that SMG, catching him off guard. There is a player just out back A, and Spy will now meet him as Dakas wins that one. And at the moment, only one man apiece, but shots going off left, right and centre on this map as wallbangs are coming after wallbangs. And things have started to slow down now as the bomb has been placed into bottom mid just for someone to pick up when they're ready to sort of move to a bomb site. Obviously having that bomb in the mid house allows the team to rotate depending on which site is taken. So nice play there from from eEriness. Adamello picking up the kill onto Din, so now eEriness with the advantage. And Granted actually being quite disciplined here. Dakas picking up the frag onto Hitch, and then immediately Wizard. Here's one pushing out of ruins, and he's the one to pick up the kill onto Adamello. And now it's eEriness who find themselves at a disadvantage with only Zero and George left up. Let's see if Zero does still have this sniper. It does look like he does. He will pick up the bomb and start to move towards A as George is the one who's going to be covering this. Smokers down to try and avoid any wall bangs from mid. And there is a player going to be pushing onto this site any second. Now he is atop. Strove with a kill onto Zero, who was planting the bomb. No time left for George. He's going to have to back out. There's 3 men left. He's not going to be able to do much here. And there we go. Round to Granted. And Granted just one step closer to taking this map.
Well, Granted have been on top of this game from the get-go, and it seems very unlikely they're going to give this away. With a 4-round lead, 10-6, and it's looking very good for them, especially when Wizard destroys Spider with a frag grenade early in the round, giving the man advantage here. Adamelo quickly makes it all even again. Now all of a sudden there's a one-man advantage here for eEriness, as Hitch has taken down Strove. Din's getting tagged up pretty heavily there on that B ruined stairs. On that mid-house, spams a lot of bullets in there. It's Wizard who actually takes down Hitch in the meantime. 3-on-3. It's tit for tat in the kills, and it's a very enjoyable game to watch as thus far. They're making the most of it, and they're entertaining our viewers as well, which is always good. Let's see here, still 3-on-3. Round has slowed down dramatically here. Spectating Zero for a little, but he spots one there. The back of mid takes him down with a headshot, deagle shot there from Zero on Dins. Got tagged up pretty heavily there. Daka's now last man standing with that SMG, picks up the AK, spots one in mid, doesn't manage to land a shot. And oh, this is going to be a close one. Zero does manage to plant the explosive. Has picked himself up an AK-47 here. And Dakas has it all to do. He has 35 seconds to kill 2 people and defuse the bomb. Is he going to manage that? Beautiful reflex shot there from Dakas on Zero. 1v1.
Oh.
It's George there who backstabs him and gets another round on the board for eEriness. 10-7.
Yeah, George really knowing what he was going to do there, pre-fired the spot. Player ran straight into it and manages to pick up an easy frag and pick up that round, and he was very patient of him to do that. He was playing it around mid-house, he wasn't overextending or over-peaking at any point, managed to play it perfectly and ended up winning the round because of it. And this time eEriness are going to be the ones to pick up that initial frag as Strove goes down to Adamelo's SMG. And it looks like eEriness have sent a couple B-sides, so that's probably going to be the site that I'm going to attempt to go, as that's where they've planted a few times and managed to get that. George killing Dins. However, Wizard managed to make a nice little push here, taking down Zero, but Spy prepared to avenge his teammate. And there we go. Very quick round, very strong round there from eEriness. And that's going to take it to 10-8, and eEriness really starting to pull this one back.
The momentum has switched a little bit, and this is just my gut feeling that says that Granted is taking it a little bit too easy right now, which gives eEriness a chance to get back a little bit. I must commend Anamelo for his gameplay. I mean, he is pushing all the time, and he's all over the place. He tends to stand in mid, and just when I say that, he gets taken down by Dins. So, Shoutcaster, sorry for that, Anamelo. You can sue me later. Now it's Granted with a quick 1-2 here. Dins takes down Adamelo, and Wizard follows up with a kill on George, giving the one-man advantage to Granted. Granted have taken the defensive positions here. Most of them are around that A side. We see Zero making his way up towards Ruins, expecting somebody to be there, but he peeks away at the wrong time, and it's Dins that takes him down. Wizard and Dins defending that B side as a wall, as a brick wall. What eEriness cannot break right now. They can't tear it down. Hitch now last man standing. Made the jump there, made a little bit of sound, so I think they know where he is. He has picked up that bomb in mid. Does spot one there, but Dins with his third frag of the round takes down the last player of eEriness. And, well, 11-8. I was talking about momentum, but apparently that's down the drain.
Well, it can always switch just within one round. We see it time and time again, especially on, I guess, a map like Backbelt, which is so close in terms of both sides. Nades can make the difference. And this round we see a few quick frags. Dakas the only man down for Granted so far, but Adamelo and George both find themselves sitting this one out as they getting taken down immediately. And Zero tagged up by the opposition scope But at the moment, I am just going to be watching Dins, as I have been pretty impressed with how Dins has been playing it. He's been sort of the dominating force on his team. He's been the staple, the one that's been holding the point and getting the vital frags. And so far, he's the one who's holding it together. But it seems like he's been taking the passive AK approach and literally just waiting for eEriness to go out of position. And it looks like it's been working for his side, as they're currently up 11-8. Din's actually spotting one up at Bricks, and that's given... It was Hidza the chance to push out, but Spy with the SMG kill onto him. And let's just see who is scoping, as I feel like he's about to get a kill any second now. It is going to be Wizard. Does spot one go out to Girders. Doesn't manage to pick up that frag, but he's going to go out now towards it. And watch, it does actually spot him. Misses the second one as well. But Strove picks up that kill, as Spy was too preoccupied by that sniper. And now shots are being thrown out towards the bomb, hopefully getting a tag, as Dins gets tagged in return. Strove with a push onto Hitch. And now it's all left down to Zero. And Strove brute forced it. There we go. Taking down Zero with that SMG. And now, Granted find themselves 12-8 up.
Very trick play there from Stove. Going huge for his team in that round. Let's take a little peek at the scoreboard. The scores here. Hits 21 frags. Top fragging for eEriness, followed by Adamelo with 18 and George with 12. Top fragging for the other side is Dins with 20 frags, followed by Dakas with 18 and Wizard with 17, who is now already dead. So that's the first frag for Hitch this round. eEriness taking a one-man advantage. Let's see, where are they going with that bomb? The bomb is in hand of Hitch. He's still around that middle area. He doesn't really know where he wants to go right now. They are still waiting for that little opening, that little glitch that they can abuse, which is not happening right now. A lot of shots are rattled and fired around that B side. I'm guessing they are preferring that. Din's now taking down Zero with that AK-47. Adamelo getting attacked up pretty massively there. Doesn't manage to regen. Spots one behind that wall. Doesn't manage to land the frag. Hits, just committing suicide. He doesn't want to live on this map anymore. Adamelo and Spy finishing the round off on Dakas 9-12. So this game still is not over.
Yeah, eEriness started to push extremely well, getting the picks and then taking advantage of that and getting into position to the point where Granted found themselves, stuck back in a corner. And Zero with the immediate frag onto Hidza, who was just pushing into A through girders, and Zero managing to shut him down. So A presence could probably be abused a little bit now, as there was only one player that managed to push on there. However, it seems like eEriness still going to opt for that B push, as we see two players get around the back, and Zero with another fantastic frag onto Wizard. And Zero with the 2 kills of this round so far, with the third, taking down Strove, who was lying down top A. And Zero going absolutely huge. 2 men left to find, goes for the fourth, sorry, gets a tag on Dins. Gets it through the wall, wow! Ah, Jesus, Zero going on a one-man rampage, 1 man left, and he is to his left, but he's not going to know that, and he could be pushed any second now. As he is, it is going to be called out to him now by his teammate. Can he get the ace? No, he can't. Dakas picking up that frag, and wow, I am out of breath. Zero going absolutely huge in this round, and it means only Dakas is left to find. And wow, so bomb's gone down. Dakas now 3 men left to find. And he's going to struggle as the bomb's down as well. So time isn't on his side. 30 seconds left. And one slight slip up could cost him this round. And there we go. Spy, nicely timed push there. Slowly making the flank around Garage. And shoots Dakas in the back. And wow.
Well, the momentum is all over the place. It's left, right, center, back, forth. I'm going crazy. It's going haywire on this map. All the nades are getting dodged. Spy does get tagged up to an inch of his health. Does manage to regen just before he jumps out of that mid window. Doesn't make the same mistake Hitch did. Then now opening the round, taking down Hitch. Adamelo quickly replies for the frag on Wizard. Strove then taking down Spy. Adamelo follows up with his second frag with that deagle on Dins. Strove now taking down Adamelo. So the man of the half hour was taken down. 3-on-2 in favor of Granted. They only need this round to secure a win in this map. But I must say, eEriness is playing very, very good right now. Very disciplined. They know what they want. Only sometimes the execution just lacks a little bit. As of now, Granted has taken position. Dekka's in a pretty unusual spot there. Just waiting for somebody to get into that back house there. George on top of the building. He wants to feel the fresh air all over the building there. Is he going to make that jump? Oh, he does not, as Dekka spots him and takes him down. Ooh. And the last man standing was Zero. He gets taken down, so the first map goes to Granted with a 13-10 victory.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure whether they played all the rounds on the maps and then did score difference, but I guess they just play maps. So Crossfire will be the second map of the night. And can you remember what the deciding map was? I can't
The
quite
decider
remember.
map was going to be Strike.
Okay. So next map is Crossfire, of course. If eEriness do manage to pull it back and win this one, it will go to the deciding map, which will be Strike. However, I am going to be right back. You can continue talking if you want and entertain the stream, but yeah, I'll be back in a second.
Alrighty then, I will do so. Well, everybody knows Crossfire. Crossfire, a very scope-orientated map, and well, both scopes were pretty on fire in that last round. So, if they continue how they were doing on Backlot, this could be a very interesting scope battle on this map. If you guys have anything to say or any questions or whatnot, just feel free to throw it into the Twitch chat. As Gaz already pointed out, he is watching the chat, so if you guys have anything to say, just throw it in there. Any questions for us, just throw it in and we'll try to answer it when we have the time to do so. In the meantime, if you guys, for the people who just joined in, you are watching a CG Invite ladder game between Granted and eEriness, and the first map has gone to Granted with a 13-10 victory. That map was Backlot. The map you are looking at right now is, of course, a Crossfire. And the decider map is going to be Strike, so we couldn't have wished for a nicer map to end with.
Okay, I'm back.
If we actually get to that third map, but I really hope we do.
Well, from what I remember, and I'm sure a lot of other people remember, is Strove on this map plays Calf, and it feels like no team can do anything to stop it. I mean, I've seen him dominate teams such as, you know, H2K, who are was declared as the best team in COD 4, and Strove just made it look like child's play, just playing that Calf area and just shooting anyone that tried to get across to that bomb, no matter where they planted, what they did, if they smoked, if they flashed. It just seemed like Strove just had it completely locked down, and it's going to be interesting to see if we can do that with this lineup, as previously it was with a different team. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can replicate that on this lineup and see what he does, because I'm pretty much sure he's going to go Calf.
Well, he has played with these players before, so I do believe he can play his normal spot, which is going to be Calf then, so. Well, let's just wait and see. I'm hoping for a good game, and deep in my gut, I really hope we are going to go to Strike. I'm really hoping for a third map, but Granted looking pretty strong here, so, well, yeah. We'll just wait and see. When you just left, I was telling people that if they have any questions or feedback or remarks or whatnot,
yep.
they could throw it in the chat. So, my question to you is, have you seen any questions in there?
I haven't as of yet, not really. I mean, also, I guess on the sort of whole question front, if people do have questions or maybe feedback of the stream in general or of our casting, you can always make a thread or post in the thread on the CyberGamer website, which is, I think it's cybergamer.org, which will redirect you to the EU version. You can leave comments in there. We'll be sure to check them out, or we'll be notified of what he's said in there. So if you do have improvements for us to make, of course, we are willing to make those. We want this to be the best stream COD 4 has ever seen, especially for an online stream. I think so far we're doing a pretty good job in terms of the graphics, the overlays, and the general production. But of course, we do always want to consistently strive for better. So of course, yep, if you do have any improvements or anything along those lines, just be sure to post on the CyberGamer site. And granted, currently 1-0 up, as well as being 2-0 in the CGI. So granted, this would make Granted's third win in a row if they was to win this. eEriness not played a game in CGI yet, so still have everything to prove. I think previously on that backlot map, I mean, they played well. You could tell that they, they have a skilled lineup, but not managing to pull through and take that one. But the knife round is underway for side. Spy last man. There we go. Dakas picks up that final frag, and that's going to be Granted's side. And it's going to be interesting to see if they pick attack or defense first.
Well, to be fair, eEriness had some good tactics on backlot, and I think it just all comes down at that point to individual skill, or maybe little errors that were made, maybe peaks that were too late, or movements that were a little bit too slow. It was very minimal, very minimal. We saw a beautiful game there on backlot, and I'm hoping we are going to see the same here on Crossfire. I almost forgot the map name, excuse me. And well, you can kick things off if you want to, guys.
Sure, will do. So at the moment, I'm going to follow the attacking side. This seems to be the side, or as far as I've always known it to be, sort of the more aggressive side. Attacks was usually favoured just because of being able to get the bomb down on that bus. But obviously, depending on sort of how the other team is set up. And Wizard is the one to get first blood, and he's onto Zero, who was the enemy Scope, and Wizard with the second frag. So it looks like Scopes are already coming into play more than what it was on Backlot, and Wizard with the 2 immediate frags and put Granted into a great position now to try and take control. And at the moment, eEriness no reply as of yet. He's tagged up, but he's the one to pick up that frag onto Adamela with a headshot. Dakas onto George. Spy with his team's first kill, but Dakas shuts him down immediately. And wow, what a strong round there from Granted.
To be fair, by the way they were playing, I was really expecting a team ace in the first round. They were going absolutely massive. Yeah. I'm trying to follow Zero a little bit. Let's see if he can make those beautiful scope shots there from the back alley. They are not happening right now. Spy does open the round, takes down Dins with that SMG. Let's take a peek at Spy. Where's Spy? Spy. There is Spy. He is at the B alley with the deagle in hand, and thank you, Wizard. Wizard takes down Spy with a grenade. So there goes my my spectate. Anyway, Dakas follows up that kill with a kill of his own on George. Adamelo does reply, takes down Dakas. Hitters now taking down Hitch. 3-on-2 bomb has been planted. Now it's all to do for eEriness. They know there's somebody there in that lighthouse. He makes his way towards her, but Hitters is there. You already saw him coming. And was there waiting with the AK. Throve there with his gold AK in Melons. Takes down Zero. A quick 2-0 lead for Granted.
Yeah, I mean, what's interesting is the fact that Adamelo has now picked up AK on this map. I think they might actually be running 4 AKs. I can't be... No, 3 AKs, sorry, honestly. I can't be sure of that. But I mean, oh, Zero with a headshot onto Din through that smoke immediately. And again, Zero showing his scope skills that we saw last map after him getting that 4-man. And yeah, fantastic shot there from Zero. But as I was saying, Adamelo has switched up to AK. We did see him with the SMG on Backlot, which makes complete sense if you can use it. I mean, Backlot, a closely tight-knit map, which obviously the SMG favours, but this map a lot longer. Your shots are going to be a lot further, and he's decided to opt for the AK, which makes complete sense. And so far, actually, Adamelo only 1 kill with that AK so far, so maybe eEriness need a bit more SMG presence on that A side as the bomb's down once again. Hidzo with a kill onto George, and then Wizard kills Hitch with that sniper, and Adamelo and Zero again find themselves at a disadvantage. And wow, another strong round from Granted.
I really wasn't paying attention, but if you say it was a strong run, I believe you instantly.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I had a little conversation on this guy, so excuse me for that. I have to. I can't do a lot of things at the same time.
I can continue if you want while you're.
No. I'm back, and I'm totally ready for this round. Saying that, it's already a 3 versus 2. It's going pretty quick and fast and furious here. Zero's still alive, as is Wizard. So both scopes are still alive. Zero there with a beautiful shot on the Wizard on that back grass alley there of the A building. He gets tagged up there by... Don't know who. It's Dins there with the SMG, takes down Hitch. Last man standing now, Zero. And he is going full frontal kamikaze.
Yeah, I mean,
granted, but it's Dins who takes him down.
Zero not going to really be able to do much there. I mean, he's got the deagle. He's found himself in those sort of spots time and time again where he's had to find himself getting closer and closer to the enemy. And with the deagle, you're going to have to do well to hit your shots against an SMG and come out that one a winner. But immediately we do actually see Spy push up on B, and he's quite an aggressive push. He's now just going to be sitting back waiting for the other team to push. Hopefully they won't realise. There we go though. Din's getting tagged up. Stroh picking up that frag, and then immediately Dakas with one of his own onto George. And eEriness just seems to be falling down, just falling apart. And there we go, Zero, last man standing again with that sniper. Misses the shot onto the SMG, pushing into Kaf. Dakas with the kill onto him with a headshot. And 5-0 to Granted, and they are looking unstoppable. And it looks like eEriness have just called a timeout to try and rectify it.
And that was the team ASL was talking about, which I wanted to see in the first round. Well, they did it in the 5th. Well, they, Granted, look pretty unstoppable on this map right now. And, well, the timeout called here by George. eEriness really have to switch it up. They really have to change tactics, because what they're doing right now is not working, and they know it. So yeah. I'm hoping they can make this a interesting map.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment it doesn't look like they've got an answer or a play. They can't do anything. Granted, are just shutting it down, and at the moment I can't really say why it is. I can't see like obvious faults within eEriness' play. Maybe they're just getting a bit too aggressive, just showing themselves a bit too much. I mean, the bomb's gone down multiple times, but it hasn't been because no one's been like covering the bomb properly. It's because players have been pushing out before the bomb's even been attempted to get planted, and once they're down, then the bomb's just freely planted, and eEriness can't do anything about it. So maybe that's their issue at the moment. They're just getting a bit too aggressive, dying before the bomb goes down, and then you've got players like Zero with the sniper at the back, not really able to do much because, you know, he has no proper shots onto the bomb. So,
well, if you look at the scores right now, Zero only has 2 frags. He's in the middle of the scoreboard here for eEriness. While as
what's quite surprising is George and Hitch, who did so well on that side at the moment, are failing to get a kill so far.
Well, I'm guessing it all depends on the strategy they have, and, well, like we already concluded, the strategy is not working. George is at 0 for 5, so is Hitch. He only has, like, this 1 assist, so he's not going to get a James Bond, but for George, there is still a possibility we're going to see a Bond on stream. And like I said before, it's the scopes who have to make a difference on this map with those early picks. And, well, Wizard has his good day right now because he's 6 for 1, and like I said before, Zero 2 for 5. So Zero needs to really step his game up to give his team a chance to get into those spots early and make sure the bomb is not planted. But at the moment, that's just not happening, and that's the entire problem. And they really have to switch it up, or else this is going to be very one-sided.
Yeah, and I mean, like, Granted, like, just you've got to give them credit. I mean, they looked strong on backlight, albeit eEriness a bit closer to him in terms of that one. I mean, obviously we're only on attack so far on this map. We haven't seen the other side, but from what I've seen, Granted are looking extremely strong, and they could really be a title contender for CGI, which is always interesting because, you know, of like played with, and also managed Strove when he was in Enigma, and Dins I've played many games with, so friends with quite a few of them, and it's really good to see them like as a team really getting there at the top of the scene.
Well, we've spoken about teams with like the big names being real contenders for that first spot in the CGI ladder, but you see, and I was referring to like EC Visualize, Isuba, the really big names who have the very experienced players. But if you look at how Granted is playing right now, they could actually, just like you said, they can actually be a contender for that first spot in CGI. They are playing massively strong and really as a unit. And, well, it could be a very interesting season if these teams just keep this up.
Yeah, it could. So, looks like we are about to get underway. That timeout has gone, so we're just going to jump back into game, and hopefully eEriness have managed to sort out the holes that they've had in their defences, and we'll sort out that. But Dakas immediately taking down Spy and Wizard with a kill onto Zero, so immediately not looking good for eEriness, as Adamello actually managed to give his side a glint of hope, taking down Hidza, but Dakas with his second kill, taking down Strove with an aid onto back, taking down Adamello, and now George finds himself alone, and Dakas with the headshot onto George, and that timeout just seems to have done nothing.
No, not really, but this is also a big shout out to the likes of Wizard, who is really on top of his game right now. He is switching up spots very perfectly, and he is getting the picks he needs in the beginning of the game. And, well, that's what gives Granted a major advantage right now. Also, the aggressive play of Dakas with that SMG is very commendable. I mean, he is now, again, opening the round with a double kill on Adamello and George. Spy getting tagged up, Spy getting taken down by Dinzir. Again, it's a quick three-man down here for eEriness. Hitch does something back. He does take down Dins, but I fear it is too late. The bomb has been planted on that B side, and the defensive positions have been taken here by Granted. Although I must say, Zero has taken on Strove with that scope, giving his team a little bit better of a chance, but Hitters has taken him down as well. So Hitch there, last man standing, does manage to destroy Hitters there on that mid street. But Dakas was still there with that SMG, takes him down 7-0.
Yeah, it's looking like a bit of a whitewash at the moment, and we can see, I have just noticed that Bond for George. I wish I had the soundboard right now playing the James Bond
we have
tune.
it.
But unfortunately I don't, but maybe I'll have to get that sorted out for the future. And Dakas with the kill gets the 2, actually taking down Adamello, and Spy also falls down to his hands, and Hidza picks up the kill onto George and another onto Hitch. Zero getting consolation kills at this point, it feels like, as he's managed to pick up a frag, but still got free to find. And bomb goes down yet again, so there we go. Hidza with the final one, and 8-0. 8-0 to Granted.
The name's Bond. George Bond.
George Bond, yeah. He's now 008,
well,
so...
We have to give a big shout out to Dakas right now. I mean, in the chat they've already said it, but look at the scoreboard. Dakas really carrying his team on this map. 16-3. His score right now, and the next guy is going to be Hitters with 9-on-3. Make that 17-on-3 as he takes down Spy.
Wow.
Again, opening the round here for Granted, and Dakas looking massively strong there. Let's see where he is. Strove gets naded down here by George. George finally with his first frag of the game. So that's a big whoop-de-doo and a big yay for George. He is not ending the round with a 0-kill score. Zero there taking down Wizard with a grenade. Hitters does reply. Dins there taking down Zero. Dakas still alive. Adamello now last man standing. He is in calf. He hears the fake bomb going down. But Hitters is there with that AK in Lighthouse. Takes him down 9-0.
What's interesting there actually is the fact that the fake had gone down and he heard footsteps after, yet he still decided to push out into the open while there was 2 others going to be watching his position, and I don't understand why he did that. yeah.
I'm guessing it's more of a desperation move. I mean, if you look at the scores right now, it's...
We're just going to continue watching Darkas because he's going on absolute rampage. Currently 19-3, and his confidence is through the roof. He just pushes wherever he wants, whenever he wants, picks up the frags, not even phased about it. And at the moment, he's the only one to pick up the frag for his team. As I say, that Strove kills and a Mellow, but eEriness did find themselves at the slight advantage then, but all evened up and now put into the disadvantage as Strove picks up that frag. And I need to say picking up frags, but Hitch kills Wizard, and now it's 2v2. So this is probably the first time eEriness have really found themselves with a chance of a round, but Darkas playing it ever so well, killing the sniper, and now Hitch, 2 men to find, can't do it. Darkas has a switch off him. I can't actually believe this. Darkas 21-3 in the first half.
This is absolutely unbelievable. Everybody, do you remember the old times when everybody always was asking for Stevie config?
Yep.
Now it's going to be Darkas config that everybody wants. I can tell you that. I mean, the man's a beast. I mean, he is single-handedly destroying eEriness, and if this continues, his team can just stay at spawn and just let Darkas do all the work. I mean,
look where he is at the moment. He's where he's positioned. He just ran straight through mid-street without a care in the world. And the problem is eEriness are now pushed so far back due to being scared, they can't really do anything about it.
No, they are playing too defensive right now, and they're giving the opening to granted. I mean, Darkas can do whatever he pleases, and wow. Well, that was a massive fail. That's the first time I've seen him do something that he shouldn't have done. He should have aimed.
Yeah, I don't know what aim is. I guess he doesn't either.
We can build a party. That's the first round for eEriness on the board.
There we go. Woo!
I feel a major comeback coming on.
Oh, if they come back from this, I will eat my own hat. I don't have a hat, but I'll still eat it.
Then I'll send you one.
Okay, yeah, you send me one and I'll eat it. Just make sure it's clean, please.
Yeah. I'll buy a new one and I'll send it to you.
Ah, cheers. But at the moment, bomb is going down. It looks like Granted have decided to go for that fast plan, which you haven't really seen before. They get the bomb down, but it's all in due time. And at the moment, it's 3v3, so it looks like eEriness are making steps towards evening this one up and sort of learning how to take rounds. But still, Granted finding themselves in dominating position. The Cyril last man standing. Strove has heard him down the alley, and there we go. Strove picking up that final frag, killing Zero, and 11-1 first half. And that's too late. Strove even playing in CAF, so...
Well, I'm guessing this game is as good as over.
Yeah, I predict so. And I do believe the second game we'd had planned to stream has been cancelled, so...
Alright.
Unfortunately, we'll only be doing the one game tonight, but I hope everyone has enjoyed what we've been doing so far. Remember, if you do have any feedback, you can either post it on the CyberGamer forums, or you can also let us know in chat. I've got the chat open, and I'll try and follow that and read it.
That's always good. Well, this could be possibly the last round of this game. We do see Spy opening here on Hitters, giving the advantage to eEriness here. But now Din is in that A building. Wow, did I just hear a silencer from Darkas?
Yeah, a silenced M4.
Oh, he's playing with a silenced M4. Here we go. But it does work. He does take down Hitch, and he's just waiting on a pretty unusual spot there, just looking at that lighthouse bottom there, just waiting for somebody to get through. As Dins now takes his second frag of the round on Zero. George also goes down to the AK of Strove. Adamelo here, last man standing, Deagle in hand. Is he going to go all kamikaze or not? He does spot one, and Strove is there to finish him off.
I think, like,
well,
the thing is as well, we just saw Darkas with that silenced M4. I think just as a weapon in itself, it's quite demoralising for the other team to be killed by a silenced M4. I mean, it's not a bad gun, and it works well, but the fact that they're using a gun other than the AK against the norm, people really feel like it's them taking the piss. And,
well, if you really want something to take a piss, you should have seen Mama back in the day with his silenced Uzi.
Yeah, but I guess like
That gun has so much power, even with a silent run, and it's ridiculous.
yeah, I mean the biggest problem with the Uzis, of course, long range. It seems to lack because of its recoil. But there we go, eEriness with the second. They've just doubled the amount of rounds they've won. Fantastic.
Yeah, like I said, there's still a chance that they can draw this game. There's still a chance. Even though it's a very slight one,
Yeah.
but there's still a chance.
I've also got a chance of winning the lottery, but I just don't think it's going to
Yeah,
happen.
so do I.
There we go. We've both
Anyway,
got a chance of winning.
Spy opening the round, Adamelo following up. Dins does reply. Zero now with a scope shot on Strove. Adamelo with a deagle on Dins. Now Wizard last man standing. And with Daka's dead, this round is lost. As Adamelo proves and he takes him down.
I mean, from what we saw on when eEriness was on defense, they played very cautiously. They'd lost all confidence. They didn't want to peek. They didn't want to push. They didn't want to do anything, which gave Granted the complete reign over the map. However, since they've won that second round and now the third, it really feels like they're starting to push out and get a bit more aggressive, and it's really pushing Granted back and putting them on the back foot as Adamelo with the immediate first frag onto Dakas, and Spy also killing Hidza. Din's picking up that revenge frag onto George. And at the moment, 3v2. Nade just go down from Strove onto Adamelo. Hidza with the AK kill onto Strove. Spy with the final one to Hizard. Hizard? Wizard? Oh, I think that was a mix between Hidza and Wizard. But anyway, yeah, another round on the scoreboard for eEriness. But they've got to win every single round.
Yeah, well,
to be within a chance.
They quadrupled the round count since that we were talking about them. So
Yeah.
we should actually do that some more. It seems like they're getting a little bit of a momentum. I think Granted is taking it for granted right now, and that's no pun intended.
I'm pretty sure they used to be called that as well, for Granted.
Yeah. But now it's Hitch with the double frag here. Dinson's throw go down. Spy follows up on Dakas. Dakas, I really feel that Dakas thinks that he's done enough, so his team can do the rest. And now they're falling left, right, and center, and eEriness is on a massive comeback here. 5 rounds in a row, and, well, the comeback is still on.
Yeah, I mean, I've been watching Spy, and I'm probably going to watch him again. He has been the SMG for eEriness, and he needs to be shut down in the ear, so this could be a big switch in the momentum as Dakas takes down Spy. George with the reply onto Hidza. Wizard with a great grenade onto George. And at the moment, it is eEriness who do have the disadvantage. 3v4. And they're on the back foot as well. No real presence on the B side. There are 2 over towards B, 1 over towards A. And they've still got Strove up in CAF. So let's see what they can do from this. As the previous rounds, they did have massive momentum going into them. This one slowed right the way down, so let's see if they can still pick up the round when it is at this sort of pace.
A quick message here. Azuba postponed the match to 9:15.
Okay. We'll decide what to do with that then. But thanks for the info. So there we go. Strove was found peeking, and Adamelo with a lovely frag onto him as Strove goes down into the CAF, and CAF's now completely open. But both of our players over towards the A side. Adamelo killing Dakas. 1 man left. It is Dins. Adamelo with that final frag killing Dins. And wow, eEriness still on this win streak.
Yeah, they've got 6 rounds in a row right now, and they're looking absolutely massive at this point. It looks like Granted just fell asleep at some point.
Yeah.
And they really have to get their act back together, or this could seriously end in a draw. I mean, eEriness is playing superbly right now, really putting the pressure on. Strove is now down in that CAF. Adamelo again with the aggressive run through with that SMG. Spider with a double frag on hitters and a Wizard. Dakas does something in reply. Takes on Spy. Dins with a nade on George. 2 on 3. In favor of eEriness. Now Adamelo getting tagged up massively there. I'm guessing by Dins. Dakas goes down by Zero's R700. And Zero again with the double frag here, taking down Dins 12-7. And now I'm pretty curious at the scoreboard here. Dakas is still 26 for 11. But remind you, he was 21-3 just a minute ago. And we got Strove on 12-9. And now it's Adamelo with 21-13. Top fragging for eEriness. So eEriness is really on a comeback here.
Yeah, and I'm really not looking forward to eating this hat.
Explosives planted.
And Wizard, last man left, and he finds himself in the position that Zero has found himself in many a time, and he's the one with the scope, last man standing. All he's got in his hand is a scope and a deagle. And saying that, I think he had picked up an AK, but didn't manage to pick up that frag, and Hitch was the one to team out there. And oh wow, granted, decided to call a timeout. Yep.
That was expected. I mean, they lost 8 rounds in a row right now, and there's something seriously wrong here on the Granted side. I don't know what just happened. I have no idea what happened, but all of a sudden here, it's eEriness with the momentum, and they're absolutely destroying Granted right now.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty surprised that Granted didn't call that timeout sooner. I mean, they've just lost 8 rounds on the bounce. 4 or 5 rounds is when really they should be calling out that to give themselves the biggest chance of actually doing something.
I'm guessing they just thought, what the hell, it's only like 5 rounds, maybe we can still get it back, but now it's starting to get really serious. I mean, 8 rounds on the trot, and, well, we only have four more rounds to play if eEriness gets all 4, which then means we go into overtime. And that's, if that happens, that's the most unexpected thing ever.
Yeah.
If that actually happens.
I mean, yeah, if that happens, that's crazy. I've already said I'll eat a hat, but I think I might go back on that because it's looking more and more possible, and I've had enough cotton in my diet recently, so no more needed.
Well, we shall see. The timeout is over now, so I'm guessing the tactics have been spoken over. Let's see if it actually worked. I am going to follow Dakas right now. I mean, Dakas had a most amazing run in the first half of this game. Let's see what happens now if he can get his momentum back. Spy is opening the round. Nades down Dins. Nice early nade kill here from Spy. Hitch now hiding in the lighthouse top, trying to peek that calf. We've got George with the bomb in hand, trying to get towards that B bomb. There is still somebody there in calf. Zero there with the kill on Wizard, scope on scope. Zero having the upper hand with his hitters, does something back in reply. He takes on Spy. It's eEriness with the one-man advantage. Some aggressive play here from Dakas, trying to get into Melons. He cannot at this point. And it's George on a very dangerous spot. He's in the bus of death. And usually when you're in that bus, it means you will die. So hopefully he knows that as well. He is a very experienced player, so I'm guessing he would know it. Adamelo now taking down Dakas here. 4-on-2 in favor of eEriness. Only Strove and hitters left, but can they do anything? Strove is still in that calf area. Gets taken down by Adamelo. Bomb gets picked up by him. And it's Hitch that take down hitters. 12-9. 9 rounds in a row for eEriness. And well, it can still happen.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, it looks like Granted haven't really got a reply. I mean, they did show good. Hold on, just see what's going on here. Oh, Adamelo actually taken down, who has been the key man at the moment for eEriness. He's been taken down by Strove, so will that prove vital? Will Granted now be able to get into a position where they can do something? But yeah, previously Granted was very disciplined, and then Dakas just decided to overpeak and got killed, and then from there his team started to lose a round, whereas if he hadn't have done that and he'd stayed back and stayed disciplined, maybe his team could have actually done something because they weren't able to get the bomb down. But as it stands at the moment, there is only one man down at the moment, and that is the SMG of Adam Malo. And Spy and Dins both tagging up each other at back A. And Spy just peeks, perfect timing, goes to jump around the back, does get shot from the back. Great covering fire from Dakas. Hitch with a headshot onto Strove. So Strove now dead, but it is the first man of Granted to go down. And George, Hitch and Zero left up for eEriness, and Smoke does get down onto the bomb, maybe for a bit of cover, maybe for a bait, and Zero just gets shot as he goes to peek out of. Oh wow, great play there from Zero, watching Dakas push up onto that bomb, and now it's 3v3, and Granted, who was at the advantage, Wizard with a kill onto George, and that is the bomb, and Wizard would be the kill onto Zero as well, so Hitch last man standing. Oh there we go, Din's picking up that kill onto Hitch, and that is gonna be the game to Granted.
So in the end, it's still a GG. Granted just needed one moment to shine, and that happened, and it happened just in time.
Yeah.
Because it was looking very grim for them. So this is this was a very interesting game to watch, and I must admit I did not expect eEriness to come back from that. We trash talked them so much in the beginning after they absolutely blew it, going 11-1 into halftime, and well, they actually gave us a slap on the behind, to be honest. I mean, they came back, and it was actually a very good game to watch. So, but anyway, props to eEriness for their gameplay. GG to Granted, who win their third game in the CGI ladder, who are now 3-0, I guess.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
Yep. And eEriness are 0-1. That was eEriness' first game in CG, so I guess that's sort of a game that all other teams who are in CGI will gauge them by. Maybe watching just to see sort of what's going on and get an idea of how they play, because I guess they're a pretty unknown team. They have obviously known players, but some players I personally had never really heard of, and some players like Adam Malo I'd never really heard of him, but he just he shone in that game so much.
Oh, I do. His name used to be Malo, I think.
Oh, okay.
He just added the ada.
Okay.
But just for a little pun on the end of this game, if any CGI team has seen this game, they are not going to take eEriness for granted. Yeah, sorry, it just had to do that. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I do believe we are going to have another game, and that should be actually coming up in 20 minutes. So we are going to go to a quick break. It's going to be roughly a 20-minute break, just less than 20 minutes, and then we'll be back after to cast another game, which will be GF against eSuba. So I hope you join us for that one. I have been Gareth, Streamgasm Gaz, or Vital.